before our internet goes out. My name is Kate. I'm the GM.
Oh, Alice is here. So I'm
Wait.
I was like, and Alice? Nope.
Alice is here. So
My name is Jess. I'm Nora, the human wizard.
My name is Jules, and I'm Ren, the Elven Ranger.
My name is Maddie. I play Val, the Tiefling Druid.
And my name is Miller. I play Augie, the human paladin.
And Alice, our half-orc bard, is not here with us today because she's on vacation. So don't be too sad. She's living it up right now. Which sounds amazing. All right. So, anyways, before we get started, I think we have a few announcements. First things first is we've reached a pretty exciting milestone with Twitch. Miller, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah! So, after a year of streaming and all this fun stuff, we finally reached affiliate, which essentially means that now you guys can subscribe to us and support the stream. We're working on benefits currently for like cute little emotes that you can use and little badges that you'll be able to have by your name. But yeah, it's really cool. And you can also now use bits to cheer for us during the stream. I'm not quite sure how they work completely, but there's something you can do now. So that's exciting. Yeah, thank you all just for supporting us this past year and helping us get to this point. It's been really, really cool. It's so cool that we're able to do this and get this achievement. It's really cool.
All right. Cool, thank you. And I'm excited about the cheer thing. I don't quite know what that entails or what that means, but exciting nonetheless. Another announcement we have is that we did something really cool last time we streamed. Kind of a break from all the heavy bits that have been happening in the campaign so far. Our wonderful Jules, I gave some D&D monsters and creatures and stuff that Jules had never heard of, and Jules just drew based on that, and it was hilarity ensued. I think the Bodak was by far my favorite thing.
Yeah, yes.
Bodacious
Bojack.
It's a lot of fun, so definitely go check that out if you have the chance. And is there anything else today? Have we decided on anything that we're going to use for the thumbnail? Or
probably something to do with Augie. Yeah. I'm not quite sure which thumbnail it will be, whether it will be fan used or one we already have, or a picture, but you will be credited if we use something of yours in the description.
Ooh. All right. Anything else? Okay. So, last we left off, our group had recently returned to Valashi, the town in which they started their journey after getting off the boat, which we weren't streaming by that point, so no biggie. Returns to Valashi, met up with one of their good friends, Mimi, who gave them some fun new threads, some cool new clothes, wherein Augie decided to dye his hair, kind of disguise himself a bit, and go traipsing off to find some Canterbury Crownsguard who they ran across before. As doing that, Ren, being the perceptive little guy he is, was able to follow and keep trail behind Augie. Upon going, they eventually found the guards at the jail, where immediately upon kind of approaching them, Augie was seemingly recognized and ran off, where the Crown's Guard pursued and then proceeded to nearly kill Augie twice, and ended up with where Augie and Ren both struck the other people, leaving 2 dead and 1 currently in the process of running away, as the other group got there just in time to see Augie with a spear sticking out. Was it a spear or glaive? It was a spear. Spear sticking out of his chest. After getting some healing, Ren and Nora, I believe it was, began to run after the third person after Ren hunters marked him, his name being Rafe. And that's where we'll pick up. So first of all, I need Nora and Ren to roll strength checks for me, please.
Is this for running?
This is for, actually, Nora, I'd like you to do this at disadvantage. Ren, this is just a straight roll for you. As you see 2 of the city guard running towards you, attempting to grapple you.
Oh, good.
As you are running away from an active crime scene about 50 to 100 feet away from the jail.
7.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a 10.
Pretty
Okay.
good. Pretty great.
So, as you both are chasing down what appears to be a small, gangly man, barely a man, still almost a child, running away with his spear, running to grab his spear and then continuing to run in the other direction, you both feel as you are grappled and held to the ground. The rest of you see as about 3 other guards come rushing around the corner and stop. What the hell? And as they go and attempt to grapple you all as well, as you are standing next to 2 dead bodies.
Question is
Yeah.
Augie still bleeding out and Val is still trying?
I think that you were still in the process of hitting him, but you got a good 2 things of healing spells in you. So I would say at this point you're not bleeding out, but you're pretty blood soaked.
Out of 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're also going to attempt to grapple the rest of you to the ground. Do you resist or?
Nope.
All right.
I'm gonna take my hands off of Augie and just do this.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going.
Seeing with how blood soaked you are, Augie, they are one of them that's getting you is kind of, you see him kind of for a second before he goes and is very careful. He's like, don't move or and just being very careful with you as you are. It's very I want to say American Psycho, just completely you're basically just painted red. The rest of you. You do actually recognize these guards as you look at them. This is Jeffrey, Frederick, Barnaby, Nell, and Ham, who you have all ran across before.
Does Jules remember when that was?
Oh gosh, that was when you ran across the dead body the first time.
Great.
Right, and they took us to jail.
They just keep finding us with dead bodies.
Yeah.
Except this time, it was our fault.
Well, they attacked us, but,
All right. So, carefully, unless any of you are resisting, they all carefully stand you up as they read you your rights, which are kind of you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, blah, 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 as they head you over to the jail, which is, again, only about 100 to 50 feet next. You guys did not get that far. So you are right there at the jail. Moroth actually able to blend into the shadows is not there with you guys as you're being taken.
Are they holding on to us?
Yeah, your hands are behind your back as they are escorting you. At this point, there's small crowds beginning to gather as they heard the kerfuffle.
Very, very, very important question. PB&J, is he okay?
I'm assuming that because you guys were situated outside of Mimi's, that you left the dog there when you heard that they were in trouble.
Yes.
Unless you took them. That was
not-
my assumption, though.
No.
Also, Val, you weren't a wolf, were you? You were just raging.
Just
Yeah.
rage.
Okay.
Just raging. I am just me, but just covered in blood, and yeah.
Yeah. So you all are slowly marched back towards the prison, where they enter you inside and immediately they all push you into a giant heap in one of the cells and slam the door and walk away. As you hear, I would say, Ren, with your perception, you hear this, but you hear just like things being thrown and things shattering from inside a room on the inside.
Oh. Okay. Alice isn't here, but I will speak to Tam.
Okay.
And I'll say, Tam, do you have any spell slots left? Could we cast some sort of messaging spell? Speak to,
Let me
maybe Nali?
let me check. That was Scottish. That's not Irish. I don't know how to do an Irish accent.
Can we just took the amulets? They send help, right?
That's a good point. No, I used up all my third spell slots. So
Okay.
for today.
What did you say about the amulet, Nora?
They said the amulet. If you touch the amulet, it lets them know where we are, and if they know we're here in prison, then I assume they'll get us.
Maybe we should do that.
I did roll an Arcana check a few sessions ago, and I know how to activate this.
Yeah. So there's what you have is like basically it's like a small rune on the side, which you touch with the flat part of your thumb, and you kind of think about the guild, and specifically if you're trying to contact Nali and let them know where you are. You think about them for a second, and you see just this bright little like shoo, and it's just a small glow, and then back to its regular thing, which you take to mean that it has sent your location.
Right. Are there windows in this cell?
There is one about 15 feet up, but
Right.
for the rest of it, for the most part, it's just bare. It's all stone. There's a little bit of hay and a small bowl in the corner. And other than that, it's just bars. And actually, the window is the only real source of light in here. It's leaking through, and it creates about a nice rectangular space of sunlight with the dust. You can see how dusty this room is. Like, it's not cleaned very much, as you see the dust particles catching in the sunlight with the rectangle with two bars kind of making up on the floor.
Ren is probably panicking just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to Augie and ask him in my Val voice, which I'm going to try my best to do right now. No promises.
You're sick. It's okay. It's okay. Take it easy.
Okay. Are you okay, Augie? Are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Val is going to try and take her wrappings that she used to stop the bleeding.
Augie, at this point, can you roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please? I gotta do it to him.
Oh, here we go. That's gonna be a 14.
14? I would say any kind of panic attack that you currently would be having right now is just kind of shut. It's kind of got you it's all in your wrists and your hands. Like, it's just contained into there. You're not having a full-on panic attack, but you're basically there at this point.
Nora's gonna check out Ren and kind of go and like just say under her breath, I have a way of breaking out, but I'm not sure that's the right thing to do. But just so you know, don't panic. I can get us out if worse comes worse, okay?
Good to know. Thank you.
Tam is going to go over to you, Augie, and is going to take your hands and go, hey, it's all right. And she's going to cast a 2nd level healing word and get you to a 9 extra points. 9 extra points.
Awesome.
Augie, do you want to maybe tell us what we need to know right now, seeing as we're in a cell?
Sure. Back in Clea, I was actually in the King's Guard because my father, he wanted me to join. You guys are going to hate me.
Try us.
My name is Augustus Theodore Canterbury. I'm the son of Alexander Canterbury, and I'm the heir to the throne in Clea. And I would have told you earlier, but I was gonna say something when Ren first told us, but then I remembered something. It's my father's fault, and it's, I guess, mine partially. That the uprising happened, and the uprising in your kingdom, Ren.
That uprising had been coming for centuries.
My dad was the one who communicated with the leaders there.
I think a lot of factors went into the success of that uprising, and no one party can take all of the blame. Ultimately,
I'm not so sure about that.
I am. Ultimately, Augie, I mean, I don't know what's happening there now, but it's probably better than what was happening before the uprising. So I don't know that you did a bad thing with that.
How many people died during that uprising? Probably good people too.
I think about that a lot. But people were going to keep dying if it hadn't happened, so I don't know. I think things were at a breaking point.
Why are you being so calm about this?
Because I had part in it too, Augie. I let them in.
Oh,
Did what?
I'm sorry, Nora. I used to spend a lot of time on the grounds because it was safe compared to most of the manor. And at one point, when I was roaming, I caught someone sneaking in. And after a little convincing, they told me that they were part of, well, the uprising, and that they were searching for ways in. And, I thought, my parents would want me to kill this person and tell the guard, keep it from happening. But I looked at that person and I thought, what if I just helped them? And so they told me they needed a way in. They told me when it was going to happen, and I made sure the gate was unguarded that night. I didn't know they were going to burn everything down. I just figured they'd storm in and I don't know what I thought they would do, but I'm not innocent either, Ovi. It's, like I said, it's a culmination of a lot of factors. And if you're guilty, then so am I. That's why I'm being so calm. I do have one question, though. Why are you the heir of the Canterbury throne here with us? Why are you running?
um, I used to look up to my father like he was the best man in the world and that he was a role model, and I discovered one way or another that he wasn't as great as a man as I thought he was. So I left.
Seems we have a lot in common.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels so.
Ren looks at Nora.
She's not looking at him.
Yeah. This is something that I've wanted to tell you for a long time, Nora, but your library. I didn't know that they would burn it, but it was my fault. And I can't do anything to get it back for you. So if you need to hate me, then I can understand that.
How are we gonna get out of here?
Well, we've called Nolly. So I guess we wait. I will say, I cast Hunter's Mark on that boy as he fled. I have about, I don't know, maybe half an hour left. And as long as I have Hunter's Mark cast on him, it'll be easier for me to find him. So if we want to find him, we need to escape now. I don't know what you want, Augie.
If he gets back to Clea, I'm pretty sure my daddy thinks I'm dead. So, I don't want him to get back there yet. I don't want to go home yet.
How far away is Clea from here?
You're down here? Please up here. It'd be about, I'd say about 2 weeks travel by cart.
And this guy's on foot. Okay.
I think it would be better not to underestimate him, because such magics exist that could transport him very quickly. And while I doubt that little idiot has those magics, he may have access to someone who does. We don't know. It's probably better to play it safe if we can. I have no guarantee that I will be able to find him, but I'll have more luck, certainly, if we get out of here within half an hour. But we may, I don't know, become fugitives. I mean, 2 of us already are, but I would like to be able to return to Vlashi. But, I mean, not at the cost of Augie's life. What does everyone else think? Should we get out of here now?
I don't know. Maybe we could talk to the guards, try to explain ourselves. Can we see the guards outside of the?
Make a perception check.
Side note, Miller, Mickey is saying that you're quite muffled. And
Am I still muffled?
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
using your computer's mics? Because it could be that if it's like in some bedding or something, that it's covering the mic.
Yeah, it is in some bedding. Is it better now?
Keep talking.
Yeah. Hello.
I think it's
you
better.
hear me?
You can
Okay, cool.
you can change the settings on Skype to have it go through your AirPods, so the mic will actually be on your AirPods.
That's
try that.
probably the issue.
There's a ladybug crawling over my dice. I was watching it, that whole like tense moment. I was like, oh, he's so cute. I was trying not to smile at that.
Apparently, if you speak louder, it's a bit better. So,
Okay.
Okay, is this good now?
I can understand.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can understand you. Yeah.
Cool. My perception check, that's gonna be it's gonna be an 8.
8.
Are we just looking for guards?
Yeah, it's not a terribly high DC. They have not. You get the feeling that if you were to shout for someone, like they would be around, but there isn't someone immediately standing next to you. But like if you shouted for one of the guards or something, someone would be able to come.
Okay. Okay, then I'm just gonna shout. Excuse me? Is there anyone here? Guards?
After a second, you see what appears to be a very angry-looking dwarven woman, no more than 3 foot tall, kind of stalking towards you, hair in kind of like a messy kind of Dutch braid, like milkmaid, but like braids, with 2 of the taller guards flanking behind her. And she walks up and she goes, "What the hell do you have to say to me right now? And it better be an apology or some kind of guilt thing, because I am not interested right now.
Sure. I'm very sorry that I got attacked.
It's
Cheeky.
true. I was there, if that helps. I saw it.
Seeing as you and your friend here said that something happened, I'm sure that makes perfect sense. Of course I'll let you go willy-nilly.
How can we prove it to you?
Listen, at this point, it doesn't matter whether it was your fault or not, or if they attacked first. The point is, 2 people are dead, and you all are still standing. That paints a real pretty picture for me now, doesn't it? We're gonna get to the bottom of this, but right now, all I want is some peace and quiet until I can get a blazing idea of what just happened here.
The problem is we have rather a time-sensitive issue, and
Oh, you have a time-sensitive issue, do you now? Well, my bad. Did you hear that, boys? They have a time-sensitive issue. Well, let's just say time isn't on your side right now. When you decided to murder 2 people in my city.
He stabbed me in the chest.
multiple times.
Tried to slit my throat.
Yeah, I think the only choice we had was to end the life of the person who was doing that. Do you see the blood? Lots of blood.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Me?
One of you.
Let me see what my persuasion is. I have
My
plus 5.
persuasion. I got +6.
You do it.
Yeah. Okay. For the love of God. Please. Okay, that's gonna be a 22.
You see it kind of look for a second and go, Jesus Christ. Did none of you tell me he was wounded? Can you get the medic at the very least? Jesus, it's like I have to do everything myself around here. Look, we'll get you patched up, but for the while, just stay here. It'll be worse if you run. Got it?
Yes.
We aren't trying to run. We're trying to get to the bottom of this as well. And we have a lead. All right?
Great. Why don't you tell me who it is? That way.
We don't know who it is.
His
So
name is Rafe.
you have a lead, and you don't know who it is.
That's the nature of my magic. I can track him, but only if I leave.
Oh, right. And there's that too. What did you say his name was?
Rafe.
Right. Well, I'll send some dispatch. In the meanwhile, just stay here, okay? She kind of stalks away. There's a bucket in the hall, and she kind of just kicks it. It goes it kind of falls over and rattles a bit, and she goes, "But someone clean that up!" as she walks away.
Cool.
You said there was hay in here, and like
Yeah, just like a little bit, like just to lay down on.
okay, I'm gonna sit down on the hay thing, and I'm gonna take the bottom of my dress, and or the whatever, I think it's a tunic. Who cares? And I'm gonna rip it, and I'm gonna wrap it around my hands again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The hay's it's a little musty as you sit down. It's a little damp. It's not it's not fresh hay. It's pretty old, a little grimy, but it does the job of cushioning sitting down. All right. So another 30 minutes or so go by, and it's kind of tense as you all are sitting there. Yes.
Sorry, before that, like right after she would have left, I wanted to ask Augie, do you still think it's worth breaking out, or do you trust them to track down Rafe, whatever his name is?
I want to get out of here.
Right. Nora, you had something?
Mm-hmm.
Should we use it?
They said to stay put, so
Nora, if my dad finds out that I'm alive, I don't know what he'd do. He may come after you guys too, and that's like the last thing I want.
no one would want to kill you.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who he is anymore. I don't know what he would do. Please.
Nora casts knock on the door.
All right. So you cast knock and you hear a nice and it kind of reverberates from this magical aura as the knock spell enters and you slowly door opens.
Okay, Ren is gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. As you cast knock and are in it casting Pass Without a Trace, from hearing the knock spell, 5 guards come running in as they see the doors opened. As knock makes a very loud, audible knock, which alerts people nearby.
Well, we're running, I guess.
Can we?
You can certainly try. All right.
Even if just like me and hopefully a couple other people get out, we can track him down.
Okay.
I'll come back for you.
So it is you're in about a 15-foot wide hallway. Not even 15 feet. I'd say closer to 10 at this point. Which, what's up?
Can I retcon something? I just realized Hunter's Mark is concentration, so I can't cast Pass Without a Trace. So I don't do that.
You don't cast Pass Without a Trace?
Ren would know, yeah.
I'll allow it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you've got about 5 guards, which you see are still Jeffrey, Frederick, Barnaby, Nell, and Ham, as they are now stampeding practically as like a group. They walk in, they say, what, how the hell did you? And as they start running forward, are you running or are you?
We're going for the door.
Yeah.
Going for the door?
Nora,
All right, then roll initiative.
Fuck me.
I'm
Cool.
If you're running for yeah.
Wait, do I have to roll initiative if I'm like being inactive? If I'm just sat in the corner?
Are you sitting in the corner and you're not
sat in the corner doing nothing?
If you have no plans to engage in this, then no, you don't have to.
cool.
I got 16.
Okay.
I got 24.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So, Ren, you are first. You've got your 30 feet of movement. Yeah, so this is initiative order, so you're first in initiative.
All right, I'll use my movement and my action to bust out the door.
Okay.
Like, just leave, and then can I use my bonus action to call for Moroth? Like, Moroth!
So you're out.
As soon as I'm
so
outside.
now you're just in the hallway, standing outside of the door.
Yeah. So
And you just call for Moroth.
No, I'm using my action and my movement to double dash out of the jail.
Okay, I need you to make a strength check with disadvantage as you are attempting to run. No, actually, Actually, I won't say that, but I will say that all 5 are going to get attack of opportunity on you as you are rushing past all 5 of them.
Hot. Okay, wait, do I need strength or do I just take the damage?
I'm going to say no,
Okay.
but they are all going to attack you.
Love that. Might be dying.
Okay. The first one's going to be a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. Second one's going to be a 18 to hit.
My armor class is 18.
18. Okay, so I think that
hits.
that just hits.
Are we still streaming? I'm just getting like a spinning wheel of death, but it might just be me.
That's
I
a
still
21.
have it.
Yeah, we're still streaming.
It's just
That
me.
hit.
21 to hit. Okay. That's a 7 to hit, so that doesn't hit. And then that is a 19 to hit.
They're rolling so well.
They're rolling really well. This dice
hits.
is great.
4 hits.
Thanks, Die Hard Dice.
Die hard dice.
Okay. Let's see. That's gonna be. So 4 of them hit. So I'm gonna roll. That's a 4. That's 10. That's gonna be 18 points of piercing damage as you get 4 spears sticking into you.
I'm still up. I'm looking
Okay.
rough.
All right.
I will say
that gets you just past them.
with 60 feet? Because I use my movement and my action.
Okay. So I'll say it gets you to the end of the hallway.
Like, where's the door to that?
Like you were here. This is the one disadvantage to not drawing maps, you guys. All right. So this is the room that you guys were in. The door is over here. As you rush past, they were I'd say it takes you about 10 feet of movement to get out the door, and another maybe like 30 feet, and then another 20 feet to get about like here.
Okay, and then the top of that L is the outside?
Is the hallway. The basics of the jail. It's basically kind of like an L in the shape of a thing. So the room is here. This is here. The magistrate's office is here, and then the exit is over here. So it'd probably in another round you would be out the door.
Okay.
If the door is open. Which, make a perception check.
It's a hot 13. My passive is higher.
The door looks closed, but you don't know if it's locked.
With a passive of 17?
With a passive of 17? The door looks closed. You don't know if it's locked.
Cool.
It'd be an investigation check to see if it's locked. Okay.
I'll still use my bonus action to call for Maroth. I don't know if he'll hear me, but I'll call for him.
Okay. Okay. So now it is one of the guards' turns. He's gonna take. He's gonna use his movement to get up to you, and he's gonna attempt to grapple you. So this won't be a. So this will be a strength check on your end as well.
It's gonna go well. Oh. 23. Wait, saving? Is it saving throw or?
Sure.
Okay, then it's 23.
Okay, so 23. So he attempts to grapple you, and you just slip out of his way at the last minute.
It's all the blood. Makes me slippery.
Yeah. Okay. So that's his turn. Augie, it's now your turn.
Please, I need to get out of here immediately. The guy who who got away. My other friend knows who he is. He has an antidote to a poison, and he poisoned me like an hour ago, and I really need to go get that antidote, or else
Make a persuasion check.
cool. I'm the most cocked. Damn it. That's gonna be okay. 13.
13? Okay. And for are you doing anything for your action or your movement?
If they don't respond, I'm just gonna bolt.
Okay. They used up their attack of opportunities, so if you wanna, well, I will say, because you were trying to persuade them to let you go, that was your bonus action.
That's cool.
So you can use your action and movement to bolt 60 feet if you'd like.
Yes, I would.
Okay. Now it's their turn. So as you, we'll say for flavor, they already used their attack of opportunity, but as you bolt past, they're going to try and grapple. One of them's going to try and grapple you.
Okay.
So, strength check, please.
This is. Ooh, strength check. Okay. That's gonna be a unnatural 20.
Okay. So as you're bolting past, all four of them actually, since they're next in the initiative round, since they're just I just rolled all of them at the same time because they're all going to try and do the same action.
Okay.
One of them manages to catch you by the ankle, and you go down prone as they've got you by one of the ankles. So technically you are considered grappled by one of them.
Okay.
All right. Top of the round, Ren. It is now your turn. You turn the corner and you see the door as 3 more guards are approaching from the opposite end of the hallway.
Okay, I will try to open it.
Okay. You go and lock it. It's not locked, but it is a heavy door, and it will take your action to open.
I'll do that.
Okay. So, and you push and push and push, and you get it open. I will say that you've got about 5 feet of movement after getting up to the door and opening it. You can probably get just outside.
With my movement?
Mm-hmm. Because you're at this L right here, and the door is up here.
Okay, so I use my movement to get to the door?
To get to the door.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'd say about 25 feet of movement to get to the door.
Then instead of stepping out, I'll hold the door open so Augie doesn't have to use his action to open it again. So I'll just be holding the door for Augie.
Okay. It is now that one guard's turn, who's going to use half of his movement to get up, and then is going to use his action. He's going to try and throw his spear at you. That's going to be a unnatural 20 to hit.
Yeah. I maybe should have closed the door now that I think about it. I'm about to die, y'all.
No, don't say that.
I for real am.
And that's going to be 7 points of damage as the spear and sticks, and kind of you see as it pierces through your side and as it sticks into the door, the now ajar door that you were holding open for Augie. Okay, Augie, it's now your turn. You can use your action to try and break from the grapple.
Yes, please.
Fuck.
Right? Strength check.
About the grapple.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and break from the grapple. Strength check. That's gonna be a 15.
18. I'm sorry. As you try and squirm away, he just grabs it and drags you, and now is holding you by the shoulders. I forgot to roll initiative for the other 3. Okay. The other three guards that are near you, Ren, are using their movement they're now near you, like next to you with the door. The other four that are near you, Augie, one of them has got you grappled. The other three, one of them is going to take your arms and hold your hands behind your back.
How far away is Ren from me? Sorry.
20. I'd say about 50 feet at this point.
Cool, never mind.
I mean, based on if we're going based on hypotenuse, though, it'd be a 2, 3, 5. So it'd be about
Cool. Okay. Cool,
math, you guys. Wait, 2, 3, 5. No, I'm thinking of 3, 5. No. Basic geometry is failing me. No, 2, 3, 5 triangle is a right triangle that exists. Yeah, so you'd be about 50 feet away.
Cool. Yeah, very cool.
I'm doubting my geometry now. I'm very tempted to do the Pythagorean theorem to figure out if that's correct, but I'm not going to. It'd be square root of 20. My bad. No. 9 plus 4 is 13. So square root of 30. I don't. Never mind.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's approximate. It's a little bit less than 45 feet from you.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ren, it's your turn. You are now surrounded by 3 guards holding the door open.
Would I take attacks of opportunity if I ran?
Yes.
Motherfucker. I should have just left Augie. Altruism. Ren's tiny dribble of altruism. Very badly timed altruism. Okay. I mean, I'll just run, I guess, and hope that they roll terribly.
Okay.
I've got 2 hit points, so...
No!
You can't tell me this! Okay, so one of them is an unnatural 20. The other's an 11.
No.
And one of them is a natural 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they super duper hit me, and I think I automatically lose a saving throw.
Yeah! What?
Wait, so that's 9 points of piercing damage plus 2 points of piercing damage. So 11 points of piercing damage.
I'm down.
Okay.
With the natural 20, do I take an automatic failure? Is that how that works, or is that just successes? 20. I don't know.
Success is a natural 20. If you're down, that's true. If you're down, it's an automatic crit. So that would be 13 points of piercing damage. So we'll just say 1 failed death save.
Cool. Love that.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say with that, Augie, are you resisting?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Okay, then never mind. We maintain combat round.
I've definitely lost concentration on Hunter's Mark.
Yes, because you're
unconscious. There's no point anymore.
Okay.
To try and
Augie
get out.
also doesn't know that you are
Yeah.
down.
I have no idea.
Fuck, you don't know.
Okay. So now it's going to be that one guard's turn, who is going to run up and, would you all stop it for a second? And he's going to go down and he is going to use his action. He has he kind of takes a little piece of his shirt and rips it and is going to attempt to stabilize you. So that's going to be a medicine check.
Hard.
Aww.
Oh God, roll well.
Medicine check. Ooh, that is
gonna be
a
the
big
one
3.
bad roll.
That is
Fucker.
a 3.
Why couldn't they roll like that when they were trying to hit me?
You know?
Is Ren down?
They've got
Yeah.
Saving
It has
throw.
1 and has
they have strength and that's about it. So he starts applying pressure and we'll see what happens next round.
cool.
All right, Augie, it's your turn if you're going to try and make another strength check.
Yes.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
At this point, I will say actually do it at a disadvantage because since you failed the last one, now the other 3 guards are also on you.
I rolled a 2 anyway. That's gonna be plus 6. Gonna be 6.
Okay. He rolled an 11.
Okay, cool.
So they maintain your grapple as you sit there squirming. As you hear one of the guards say, "Would you stop that for a minute?" And that's about it. The other guards are now around you, Augie, are going to stand you up, kind of rough you up a bit, just a little bit as they're trying to get up and you're fighting them. And they're going to turn and all collectively, kind of like in a circle around you, walk you back into the cage. At this point, Ren, one of them, at this point, roll another death saving throw.
Fail.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That guard is gonna try again with the medicine check. Ooh! Okay. And rolls a natural 20. So
yes.
with that guard, by applying the pressure, it almost it doesn't seem to be working. He doesn't really know what he's doing. And he just kind of he's like, I heard to apply pressure once, and he applies pressure, and you feel a searing like feeling of pain that just shoots down your entire leg and up, and even in your unconscious form, you genuinely like go conscious for a second as you scream from like this almost searingly blinding pain. But after that, the rest of you kind of like muffled to like a small like, oh, that went better than I thought. And I will say, for the purposes of this, you are still unconscious, but you do not have to roll any more death saving throws. You're okay.
Good. Wow.
As the rest of you, for the magistrate, walk out. And, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You better be fucking kidding me right now, because I swear. Okay. So, Jesus Christ. So, Ren, you wake up back in the cell that you were with. You wake up and open your eyes and blink as you see a half-orc bard with like face, kind of hair, long hanging down, kind of tickling your nose a little bit as Tam is casting Cure Wounds on you. Or Healing Word, I'm sorry, not Cure Wounds. She doesn't know Cure Wounds. She's casting Healing Word at 2nd level. While the rest of you watched as a newly bloodied Ren, you kind of see like the face is starting to get a little puffy by there's a black eye now. Very William Shatner like from original series. Ooh, double 4s. So you get 13 points of healing back, of HP back. Ren, as you come to consciousness.
Yep. Well, that went well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that takes that out.
Worth a shot, I guess. Or 3, or 5, however many it was.
You hear Tam say, I reckon it was about, that was Scottish still. I reckon it was about 8 or so, actually, based on how many voices we heard. I don't know. Are you all right?
Better now. Thank you.
And she kind of lovingly, like, just kind of pats your head and kind of licks her thumb and gets a little bit of dried blood kind of
Such
just
a
off.
mom.
Gosh, sorry about that.
Not your fault.
You're right. It's not.
Yeah. Well, I suppose now we just wait.
Okay.
I'm just gonna lie down here for a while.
I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder and be like, thanks. And give him 5 points. If I have the lay on hands.
You used up all your lay on hands on yourself.
I have 1 more. I saved 5.
You saved 5. All right.
So 5 hit points?
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. I'm almost back to where I was before this whole prison break sequence.
All right.
Almost.
So you guys wait around for another... Unless you guys want to try anything else.
No.
I think we've learned our lesson.
Yeah.
You all wait about for another 5 minutes or so, and Tam breaks the silence. So does anybody know any campfire songs or anything?
I think you're the best one for that.
I mean, all right, let me think of all of them. And she kind of starts off on a small little like country kind of sound about like picking your mom up from jail, and she goes, "Oh, that's probably not an appropriate one. Let me." Kind of thinks and eventually just settles for just singing an old Irish folk song. It's a very slow, somber version of let's see, the Rattling Bog. Just a very slow version of that.
Ham?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to lighten the mood.
I think we're just waiting.
Yeah.
Yep. It's kind of just that awkward, just everyone sits. And you hear, as you hear what appears to be the prison door opening, and you hear some and Naren, why let me in? The door opens. Ren, I would say actually, with the conversation's pretty loud, so even with passive perceptions, like you all would be able to hear this. They're not trying to be quiet, but you hear some kind of muffled voices, and after a while you hear, "How do you expect me to explain this? 3 ambassadors from Clea, 2 from King Canterbury himself show up in my region, and not even 5 minutes from leaving our jail, 2 of them are found murdered? Look, I'm not saying what they did wasn't wrong, but they're part of the Magic Guild, which means they fall under my legislation. You think this is about legislation? That group of ruffians murdered 2 people in cold blood and then tried to escape. I'm just saying, any guilty party has ever tried to escape. You ever think that not guilty people have tried to escape from prison before? If this were just about magic use, we could maybe reach an accord, as we know that the Magic Guild has its privileges here, but they just let a person throat and skewered another. And on top of that, they were seen using magic. It was healing magic. One of their own had a spear sticking out of their chest, and besides, they were given amnesty towards magic use by being members of... They were still seen using magic at a highly active crime scene, and one of them used an offensive spell on one of the now deceased. I admit, the methods were a bit intense, but as you can see, several of their members were roughed up quite a lot as well. Is it not a fair assumption to say that it could have been self-defense? It doesn't matter if it was self-defense. Those soldiers were on a retcon mission under direct orders from one of the 7 kings, and they were found dead within my city limits. We're going to be lucky if we last even 6 weeks against the Clea army, which I have no doubt they'll be sending to our front door after this. That group of yours has unleashed hell on every last citizen of Lashy. What do you want me to do? You hear a sigh from the magistrate, and a little bit quieter, it says, honestly, I called you here as a courtesy for all that you and your guild have done for the city, but you and I both know that that guild's days are numbered. You know how High King Covington feels about magic. If this is linked to your organization, I'll be sent to arrest you first thing in the morning. If you renounce them now, then you'll be able to stay at least for another month or two. There is a palpable long pause, and you hear just a slight breathing in. And what do you want to do with them? Well, the Crown will be wanting answers. We'll probably keep them here until we receive word of what their people want to do, but my guess is that they'll be transferred to Clea, where they'll be forced to stand trial, and inevitably be executed. Any chance that we could keep them at the guild instead of here? Now, Nolly, you said you're going to keep them here anyways. Why not let me take them to the guild? There's no place more secure than that. I take offense to that. No, look, I give you my honor as more than a guild leader, but as a friend to you. I will not let them leave the city until you request or behest them to do so. They're criminals, and they already tried to escape once. No offense, but I'm not sure that you're the best person for the job. You're already let them escape once. What's to say they won't do it again? You can't reasonably expect me to. And you hear like the groan of a chair scraping along stonework as Nolly. Never mind. You can't see it. You hear the scraping of chair, and you hear a hand hit a desk, and you hear like slight whisperings. And then there is an agitated sigh, and you hear another creaking from a chair. I'm actually gonna roll for this because she's mad.
Did Ren hear the whispering?
Roll a perception check. I would say that this goes beyond passive perception because you're actively trying to hear it.
Natural one.
They're whispering. Oh my god. I'm actually gonna take a picture of that because that is okay. And you hear Fine. As a kindness to you, I'll let them go with you. But if I find out for a second that they are left unaccompanied or allowed to escape, I will not hesitate to carry out their sentence here as well as in Clea and charge them for all their indiscretions, magic, guild, or otherwise. Do you understand me? You, my dear, are a vision of rationality and radiance. And you hear release them. And you are you sure that that's the best? Are you doubting me? Is the magistrate? Go get them. Yeah. Yes. And you watch as a couple guards slowly round the corner, followed by what appears to be Nolly and the magistrate, both of them with intense scowls, and followed by more guards as they come around, and the magistrate takes a big thing of keys And as she goes along, she's, don't even know why I need this since you were able to unlock it earlier. Kind of a little bitter. Unlocks the door. And she looks at all of you. If I hear anything, if I hear so much as a sending message from any of you, we'll be right back in here, understand?
Yes.
And just remember, just in case you forgot, that murdering is against the law, and I don't take kind to murderers. So, be on your way.
Thanks.
And you see as Nolly is standing there, intense scowl. Come on, let's go. Turns, walks away, expecting you to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow.
I rolled a natural 20 on persuasion.
Ooh.
That was pretty much the DC.
That's amazing.
All right, you guys. So as you head out into the sunlight, blinking, it's pretty bright outside. You see standing there, kind of leaning up against a cart. You see Enslow is there as well, kind of leaning his. Hey, you guys, how you? And Nolly gives him a look. He goes, right, all right, good to see you guys too. Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. Love to see all your chipper and happy faces.
Hello.
You too.
Wow. Hasn't been this awkward since, a family reunion with Ollie a few years ago. That's fun. Ollie's family is really weird. One time, one of his aunts came up to me, and Nolly's like, really, don't need this right now. She goes, right. Oh, we heading off?
Us?
I mean, yeah, we're going back to the guild, right?
Yeah. Shall we?
Okay. And Nolly goes, I'm taking a different route. I don't want to go through the city. He goes, okay, but he goes, I don't want to go through the city. He goes, right, okay. Cool. And you watch as Nolly kind of there's a thicket of trees to one side, and Nolly kind of takes a moment and appears to do some finagling with the ground, and it makes a pathway along the outside. It's kind of like a bowl, and the valley of this bowl is the city, and alongside the bowl kind of makes a small pathway for that cart to go through. As you all walk back to the Magic Guild, it's kind of it's a awkward walk. Neither Nolly doesn't say anything. Enzo kind of keeps looking back and just as you all are walking along.
I think Ren's gonna sort of lean over to Augie and whisper, do you think we owe Nolly some sort of explanation?
Probably, yeah. Should we tell her now?
I leave that up to you. We're just like in the woods, right? There's no one else around other than us.
Yeah. Well, make a perception check.
Okay, all of my dice have betrayed me today, but
And technically, since you're in the woods, that's your favorite terrain. Technically.
oh, that is 4.
Wow.
24, Kate.
24. Looks like you're alone, with the exception. It's just you, Nolly, and Anslo currently.
Okay, cool. Then I'll tell Augie, I think it's safe for you to speak openly here. As safe as it can be. Possibly safer than the guild.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna head towards Nolly and
Okay.
tap her on the shoulder.
You tap her once, and as you go and tap her a second time, reaches up, kind of. Can I help you with something?
I thought that you might want some kind of explanation.
Why don't you save it till we're back at the guild? Then you can tell the appropriate people. Actually, make an insight check.
That's gonna be a 6.
Okay. She's really upset. Yeah. They're not making any sort of, like, they've got an aura of just, like, pure, like, black, just, like, seething kind of with anger almost.
Cool. Great. Who would that be, though?
Probably Nolly. And Enzo goes, wait, what? He goes, Anslo, I don't have time for your complete and utter stupidity right now. And just continues walking. He goes, oh my God. You're literally identical twins. What do you want from...
Cool. Great. I'm gonna go back to like the back of the party and just like head down.
Yep. Cool.
Ren.
Go for it.
No, you're good.
No, you're good. You're good.
Was someone about to speak?
Nope.
Okay. Ren is just gonna look at Nora, try to read how she's feeling right now.
She's at the back of the group and not looking at anyone.
Make an insight check,
Okay.
Ren.
Okay. I have advantage because I'm in the forest and it's all wisdom. Still not good. 16 total?
What's your wisdom modifier?
4?
I think it's usually rolled against deception.
It's against perception. Yeah, which is wisdom. So
Deception.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
I'm not trying to hide how I feel.
That's kind of what I was doing with the wisdom thing. Nora looks a little hard to read by nature, but very distant. Kind of looks as though you get the feeling that she's thinking about some memories, and kind of after what was just dropped, she's thinking, kind of processing. Is that pretty accurate?
Yep.
Okay. Ren's gonna leave her to it.
I'm gonna go up to Ren and be like, I know you think it's your fault, but if it wasn't for my father and you wouldn't have had to make the decision to let them in. So
Yeah, I think we could play this game all day and never reach a conclusion. So I think we're just going to go on feeling guilty, both of us.
How about we just say that we both messed up real bad?
Yeah, I'm still not convinced that it was the wrong thing, but it went about the wrong way. That's all.
Okay.
Nora, make a perception check for me.
16.
So, okay. As you're walking, you notice a tree branch kind of sticking up, like out of the path, and you're able to jump over it just in time and kind of look back. Just yeah,
Okay.
that's all.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
That's a button.
As usual, Ren is keeping his eyes peeled for any creepy old ladies.
Okay, make a perception
Just
check.
in case.
Make a
You
perception.
never know. One sec. Perception, that's a 25.
Okay, good to know. So unless any of you would like to do anything else, you are slowly walking along kind of top of this basin until you begin to see some shimmering from around the hill, and passing through you're able to see what appears to be the back of the guild house. So you're used to the front entrance, this is kind of the back entrance. From this side you're able to see the windows of the rooms, although you can't see anything inside or any movement or anything. But you do see the windows, you see the back of the garden, and from this angle you see what the room that is the library, but again you can't see inside. So walking around, you walk into the guild. And it looks slightly different from the last time that you were here. The stairs have changed slightly. So before, where they were more inside and had the double going up, this time they're kind of more out. And you see that there is space between them. Where there previously was a door, it is now further back. And with the exception of that, everything else is pretty much the same. The stairs have just shifted, and it looks like there's another room, as you see, almost like a spectral kind of being kind of floats past and opens the door and then vanishes.
Cool.
As Nolly comes in, you see in one fell swoop as the kind of lighter colored garments come off, and then is just underneath is just you see it was Loris, just dressed back in the black and just gonna go eat something, have fun, and kind of stalks off into the kitchen. Enzo goes, well, hey guys. So, if you want to play cards or something, or take a bath, or take a bath, just let me. No, you guys don't. I will talk to you later, and just kind of awkwardly shuffles up the stairs and kind of peeks around. But you should probably talk to Nolly. Okay.
So wait, we're just chill. Where are we right now?
You are standing inside the guild.
Just like an entrance hall or whatever. Okay. Should we talk to Nori first or take a bath?
I would like to get all the blood off of me. That'd be nice.
Same. But yeah, we should probably bathe or something.
Better to be clean when we confess our wrongdoings than be covered in blood.
All right. Then I guess we head upstairs and take some baths.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nora, are you heading to that?
Nora is gonna head to Quimby's room.
Okay. So while the rest of you are taking baths, if you hear sirens outside as there's an intense car chase going on in the background.
I live in a nice part of town. I'll
No
just
worries.
meet myself for a while.
No worries. Nora, you head up to Quimby's and give a slight knock. There's a little bit of pause, and as the familiar sight of Quimby's face as he approaches kind of takes his glasses and puts them up and kind of, hello, it is good to see you again.
I had to give you back this, and I put the pearl that he lent me in his hand.
Keep it. It's okay. Come in. Come in. And kind of beckons you in. I have some tea, either magical or not. You look a little bit. I could also put some magic of the mortal kind in as well. I don't know if you drink, but you look like you could use one.
Yeah, that would be probably good.
All right. Would you like just tea or just straight spirits?
No, tea would be nice. Thanks.
Okay. So he waits a couple minutes, and with a snap, some fire appears, and he goes, I know I could just heat some water, but I feel that this is a bit more welcoming anyways. Kind of waits a few minutes as the tea comes to a boil, brings it over, and also from up on one of the tall shelves, kind of by using magic and using an ancestral hand, grabs a small handle of some liquor and goes, here you go, and if you want some, you can add some as well.
Thank you. I got you something actually.
For me?
Yeah. I'm gonna like dig into like my bag and bring out the flower seeds that I bought. So you like the garden and stuff. So just I picked some up.
I'm honored. Thank you very much. Ooh. These are interesting. What sort of flowers are these? Where did you acquire these?
In the underbrush.
Underground? You mean that these grow under the... Oh, that is fascinating. You should have to experiment with these, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. It has been a while since I've gotten any sort of gift or a visit. I've been a little busy working on things. Would you like to talk about your troubles, or would you like to not talk about your troubles?
I wouldn't know where to start.
Well, I can tell you about some things I've been working on. I can tell you about some family history, if you'd like. I can tell you about a recipe I've been working on. I can tell you about. I've done some research in the library. I've been reading up.
Do you know any stories?
Any stories? I know a few. I will. There was a man once who dedicated his life to helping the people with the greater good. He didn't think that he was a very good man. And perhaps he wasn't. But the one thing that he knew is how to bake the most fantastic cakes that anyone has ever seen. And one day he was walking through this place where everything was city, everything, and there was no joy in the world. There was no happiness. Everyone was just automated work, work, work. And he said, no, that will not do. And so he found one person who was down on their luck, who lived on top of a very tall hill. And the person on the top of this very tall hill owned a bread mill, who sat there day in, day out, just making bread. Just bread. And just one kind. It was so bland and tasteless. Didn't even know how to cook it properly. It was just breaded dough. Can you imagine that? And people actually bought this. And he said, one day, I would like to buy this mill from you, and I would like to help you make this bread. And he said, okay. And so he began to bake this bread and realized that he wanted more in his life. He wanted something sweet and enjoyable. So he eventually began to make cakes. Doughy bread, as I think about it. It's just moist, spongy bread. But the people loved it. He was able to make more and more cakes. Eventually, people wanted them for celebrations, wanted them for celebrations of life and death, celebrations of union. And some people just wanted cake. And eventually, well, as many men do, he grew old and decided that even though he didn't do much, he wasn't necessarily a good man. He inspired a lot of good, and he got to see a lot of people go through life and death and union. And in the end, he decided, yeah, not such a bad life after all. I don't know. I'm not a very good storyteller. I'm just a scientist.
Oh, that's a good story.
My father used to tell that to me. It's a very nice one. Very good one. He used to tell it to me and my brother. My little brother. I don't know. He's little. He's much smaller than me. He's not as powerful. I'm the far superior one. But he's better at baking cakes than me, so you win some, you lose some.
Well, thank you for the tea.
Thank you for the flowers. If you know any better stories, I would love to hear some.
If I ever get the chance to tell you, I promise I will.
Don't say it like that. You and I are friends. Friends tell each other stories and have tea.
Okay.
And bake cakes. So
I should go take a bath.
okay. Baths are good for the soul.
Yeah. Okay.
I really want some cake now, so I think I'll have to request that. Cake is good.
All right. Bye, Dad. Quimby.
Goodbye, Nora. All right. Oh, no. So the rest of you finish with your baths. All right. And I'd say about an hour later, you all are finished. If you'd like to meet up, I'll say since they're not here, Val and Tam are napping right now. But if you'd like to wake them up, you can.
I think Val would be pretty quiet, and Tam, it's hard to know what Tam would do, so I think we're just gonna let them nap so that we don't do anything out of character for them. Yeah, you're
They're just really tired, and they're you know what? No, they both decided to have bubble baths, and they're taking a while. That feels like something both of them would do.
all right, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
What,
There
so
we
it's just Nora, Ren, and Oggy?
Well, I mean, if you want in the story for it to be all of you guys, I just was
No, that's fine.
thinking in terms of number of people I'm Jaegering. All right.
Should we head over to Nolly's room?
Yeah, just let's get it over with.
Before we go, how much do you plan to tell her?
Just who I am.
So,
That's it.
everything you told us?
Yeah, just not the whole part of like, my dad trying to start an uprising in your kingdom and stuff.
Right. Who you are and how they attacked us, which is what happened.
Yes.
We were genuinely defending ourselves, and it seemed
Yeah.
clear by the way that she held a knife to your throat that the only way to stop it was to kill her. Also, my deer killed the other guy, so sort of not us. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah. I'm ready to go when you are.
Don't you think she may ask about what we've been doing?
In the underbrush?
We've been gone a while.
Well, I think we spoke about whether or not we should tell her what we found about the animal smuggling ring.
Yeah.
I don't know what we should tell her about that.
All I'm saying is that she's going to ask. So,
Yes, and I think we should be prepared for that. I mean, it was rather inconclusive, but we did find animals in cages. So I guess we tell her that, and maybe she can use that information to free them. I don't think we mention Kayleen.
Yeah.
That leads down a dangerous hole, and we're in enough trouble.
Agreed.
Are you on board, Nora?
always.
Well, speak up if you disagree.
Let's
You're the
just
smartest one here.
go.
Okay. Then we go.
All right. So go across to Nolly's room is my guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you knock. Again, there's a couple moments. And you see the door open. Kind of hair a bit messy, bags under their eyes, but it seems to be Nolly. And she goes, "Hi, please come in." And as she escorts you in, she kind of closes the door. So my brother has told me a little bit about precisely what's happened, but that's a lot of unpleasantries, and my brother tends to have some. He tends to look on the darker side of things. So, first, let's start with you all were on a mission, correct? How did that go? Was it completed?
Well, we were tasked with locating and gathering intel about an animal smuggling ring.
Yes.
And in the
Kind of
underbrush,
pulls up a notebook.
we went into the underbrush.
All right.
We tracked it that far, and we found underneath the giant crystal in front of the palace, there was a passage to an underground area,
All right.
which was full of cages.
Okay.
And there were animals in those cages. So
All right.
that speaks to the existence of an animal smuggling ring. And there were enough that I would guess that that might be, the center of it, if not quite a serious outpost. So worth further investigation. It was very tumultuous time in the underbrush, so we got out as soon as we could.
All right.
But that is what we have for you.
All right. And how many people would you say were involved in this animal smuggling ring from what you could gather?
Well, when we visited the area with the cages, there were, 4 or 5? But I'm sure there are more out there.
All right.
We didn't stay for long.
How many animals did you happen to see?
Was it hundreds, Kate? I don't want to...
I'd say, I'd say about 100.
Okay. It was about 100.
All right. And in any way, were they to understand that you were sent by someone to infiltrate or connected in any way to this guild?
I don't believe so. I will say, whilst we were in there, I spoke to a couple of unicorns, and they said that they were taken from above. So I think that might help confirm that.
Did they mention what region or what areas they were perhaps taken from?
I don't think they did they?
I don't think so.
Okay, then they didn't say.
Right.
They said, hi, gosh.
Hi, gosh.
Did they say that?
I thought they did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, gosh.
All right. Good to know. I will send this to the appropriate people. I believe it was, was it 2,000 gold? Was it 5,000? I will.
It was 5,000.
5,000. Wonderful. I will put that in the ledger, cross that off the board, and get that to you all in the appropriate time. Being about maybe by the morning, hopefully. Now, on to, and I can't believe that I'm actually saying darker news than an animal smuggling ring. There is the manner of what transpired just a few hours ago. I have heard some things from some emotionally charged people, and I'd like to hear, first and foremost, from all of you. Please, to the best of your abilities, describe how these events came about and what exactly happened.
Well,
First of all, actually, do you all need drinks?
Yes.
I could use one.
All right. And kind of snaps her fingers, and another one of those spectral-looking things kind of appears with a platter of kind of like goblets, and she takes one herself. She goes, please partake. I know that.
Sorry, you go.
No, you're good.
Zagi takes one. And
They're passed out. Now, That's better. Please, let me know.
Oggy, do you want to take this one? I can support
Yeah.
fill in gaps.
Well, I went to go and follow the King's Guard. I approached them, just asking some questions, and they got hostile really quick. One of them lifted me by the scruff, and so I had to run. I grabbed Ren and we bolted out of there. And they followed us into an alley and tried to kill me. I've got a spear in my chest, slit throat, a lot of other things. And it was essentially all self-defense. And technically we only killed one of them, but she had a sword to my throat. So...
And I will say, I tried to disarm her. I actually still have her bow, but she kept fighting. So we did sort of try to peacefully end it, but they just kept coming. I tried to get one of them to run away. It just, nothing was working. They were just aggressive. I will also say that for the majority of the fight, it was only Oggy and I. The others came in right at the end and were acting purely in our defense. So if there's a way that they could be less implicated in a crime than us, I think that would be more fair. But even so, we really were simply acting in self-defense. I tried to use non-lethal force, but it didn't work out like that.
I was unconscious for most of it, so...
Yeah, it's true. He was down for a lot of it.
Why did they become hostile?
They recognized me. Before you ask any more questions, let me just fully explain. I'm from Clea. I'm actually Augustus Canterbury.
At that, she kind of
Beautiful.
my word.
And
Takes it, finishes her drink. I'm not going to, but she does.
and they really don't like me. That's why I had to dye my hair before approaching them. But it didn't really work out.
Augustus, that probably makes this group a little awkward. All right. And that does explain things. What questions did you ask?
I just first if they were just the King's Guard, and they said yes. And then they asked me why I want to know, and I said because I'm from Clea. I gave them a fake name, and they didn't believe me.
Well, to be fair, that hair dye is quite horrid, I will say.
You also gave them your middle name.
Yeah,
That was a really bad nickname. Theodore Clementine. Sorry, that was out of character.
Oh.
All right, and Ren, at this point, did you give them any inclination as to who you are?
I don't think anyone recognized me, and my name was never said.
Okay.
So, no.
Okay. And what spells did your group use during this time?
I used Hunter's Mark, which is relatively imperceptible as far as magic goes.
Right.
There were a lot of healing spells used, mostly on Oggy.
Sensible.
Nora, you used Mind Spike?
Ah. Right.
But again, it was defense of Oggy.
I mainly just used command, sleep, sanctuary. Most of them failed, so
All right. Anything else that you feel as though I or should know as both
Yes,
the
actually.
guild and the person sticking my neck out for you?
One of their number got away, which is why that's why we tried to escape the jail, because we wanted to stop him from getting back to Clea and spilling news to the king about Oggy.
Yes, and knowing to our Augustus, that certainly sheds some light on some things. All right. Well, anything else? Right. She sits down. Actually, she wasn't writing for this. She was just listening to me. Well, thank you all for your candor. I will be frank, this does not look good. Regardless of self-defense, which I no doubt believe that it is, they were sent on an important mission from your father. And as a result, I am anxious, particularly as to what he will say. And not only him, but the High King, seen as, and I will be frank here, because you used magic, healing or otherwise, especially since you used Mind Spike and Hunter's Mark, being as they are not purely health spells, that is going to make your case much more difficult. Reasonably, what will probably happen is that King Canterbury will ask for you all to be sent to him directly to deal punishment. As I understand now, that is reasonably not a viable option if you wish to remain alive. If you are willing to trust me, 100%, I will not spill your secrets, but I need you to trust me until we can figure out some way around this.
Can Ren try and tell if she's like genuine about helping them?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Can Nora do that as well?
Make insight checks.
Okay.
Ooh.
15? Oh, 16. 16.
21.
Given the nature of Nolly, you can tell that she's trying to be diplomatic, The gears, you can see the gears in her mind are spinning, and it looks as though she's thinking a lot, but you have no indication that she is being untruthful.
Okay. Ren will say, I'm inclined to believe that you do want to help us, but I am curious as to why. You would be risking a lot.
I will be honest, as candor is something that we are pursuing here. I do have an ulterior motive in this, which is that magic users for the past several years have been hunted and treated as less than and seen as threats and weapons. And all of us here know that magic can be used for many good things. I believe that you and your group have done good things already with magic and will continue to do so. And especially given the fact that two of you have incredible political pull, potentially seeing people with political pull in the right places could help magic and knowledge and learning to be seen as less than a weapon, or more than a weapon. And I also, to be frank, if I may, and I mean this in the highest respect to both you and Augustus, your dads are both giant dicks, and I never liked them.
I think we're inclined to agree with you there.
I would hope so, and as such, anything to see two good people come out away from all of that shit, I think would be perhaps the greatest possible insult to memory and the biggest up yours to present that I could possibly give.
So your goal is to reinstitute the legality of magic in this kingdom, possibly through overthrowing current power hierarchies.
I would never attempt to suggest any sort of upheaval or revolution. I am very happy with how I have established myself currently. However, that doesn't mean I'm not up for a bit of mischief. And I am not up for changing some rules in terms of the legal system.
Okay. Yeah, I think Oggy and I have both been part of the whole revolution thing, and we've seen the damage it can do, and we'd like to keep things a little more peaceful.
As have I, and as do I.
All right. I think our views align. So I can't speak for the others, but I'm willing to trust you.
Thank you. Well, I say, unless any of you have anything else, that we take some time to perhaps figure out next steps when your entire group is here, and perhaps, if you'd like, we could get other members of the guild involved as well, and figure out exactly how we are going to get out of this magnificent clusterfuck we are currently in.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I do actually have a couple other points. If Nora and Oggy, if you have other things to do, you don't have to be here for this. I don't mind if you are, but
Up
to you.
I'll stay. I just have a few questions for you, Nolly, as well.
Okay. I don't know if this is related in any way to anything that's been happening, but have you heard of a Lady Silverhair?
Why?
I've been visited by her a couple of times, and she has bid us north. And I don't know if it has anything to do with what we're trying to accomplish, but I feel that what she was saying was that something is coming and we need to be ready. So,
Well, that's cryptic and in no way helpful, but not from
Gods.
you. From, yeah.
gods.
Yes. That's so helpful. Well,
Just thought you might want to be aware, since we're sharing.
I also should point out that in my communication with Helm as well, he has warned me countless times to stay safe. I'm pretty sure implying the same thing as well, that something is coming.
On that note, we did actually encounter something strange. Jules can't remember exactly what it was, but
she is just increasingly, as you say this, she is just getting more and more stressed out, and she starts running her fingers through her hair and just kind of just leaves them there like this.
Basically, as we were leaving the underbrush, we noticed that something was off. There was a lake that hadn't been there before. It was strange. It was behaving as nature should, and that's never good.
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, I have been dealing with some headaches recently, and I haven't quite been on my game in terms of rationality. But that is good to know. In terms of nature, that is more of Loris's domain. I would recommend talking to him.
Would he be willing to talk to me, though? He seems a little put off.
He's a prickly pear, but as are you, and I'm certain that if you care to talk to him, I love my brother, but he's a little shy, and I'm certain that if you talk to him, he'll open up. Just don't be put off too much by his abrasiveness.
All right. The other small thing was that, I was wondering if there's anyone here who might be able to instruct me on methods of getting around quietly, things like that.
Oh, that I would definitely recommend talking to Anslo. That boy, my goodness, he knows his way around, and he can certainly show you a thing or two, I'm certain.
All right. Thank you. That is all I have to say, Moggy.
Since we're all being very honest and open with each other, I have something that I've been meaning to ask you for a while. A few weeks back, when I came looking for you, I walked in on you on top of...
Oh, God. Yes. Well, my brother is very good at nature and medicinal things, and he was just helping me with some things that I've been going through. I promise, nothing weird. I swear. Like, genuinely, quite honestly, everything's fine.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Is your ailment one with a cure? Do you know what it is? Like, is it something we can find you?
It's not an ailment. It's something that I'm just dealing with. It's not an ailment of any sort. I have difficulty sometimes traveling long distances and exerting myself, and it's just something that I just have to deal with in day-to-day life. It's no big issue, really.
Right.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Can I make one too?
Cool.
Uh-huh.
It's another 16.
Oh
Okay.
boy. That is going to be a 5.
Oh.
Hard to read. She seems a little bit defensive of it, but seems as though it's not an ailment. And it does seem as though she is dealing with it in day-to-day life.
Okay.
Nora got a 21, by the way, so if you want to expand on privately, that's fine.
Damn.
Yeah. It's not.
It's fine. If that's the same answer, that's fine.
It's not an ailment. You've noticed that when it comes to long times of going, or perhaps she's exerting too much of herself magically, that she tends to get a little ill and needs to rest.
Okay.
Are we in her bedroom or her office right now? Like, what
It's
is
kind
this
of the
room?
same thing. It's like they all have separate rooms, and this is
Does she?
She's an L.
Yeah.
Does she have a bed?
She's got like a reading nook kind of, so it looks like a big, nice, kind of, I was gonna say like a papasan chair with some like pillows and stuff scattered around. Like it looks really
Okay.
comfy.
Okay. Is it by a window?
No.
Damn it.
It's on like the opposite side. Like the reading nook's over here, and then the window is on the opposite side. The window is closer to the desk.
Is it by the door?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Anything else, Augie?
Nope, that's all.
Well,
Right.
should we bid you leave for now?
I think that would be best. I would like to do some more. I would like to do some more drinking, preferably, to go through precisely what I've been told today, and think about some things.
Question.
Yes.
How much will the others here know about what we're going to try to do?
Well, they will know that we are going to try and fight for you. I will not tell them your names because names are important and I don't feel as though past should indicate future or present. It will be on a need to know. If any personal information is necessary to be shared, I will run it by you first.
Good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for hearing us out and for believing us.
Why, of course, I wouldn't. I like to hear all sides of a story, and I feel as though this one has been unfairly stacked against you.
All right. I guess we'll go.
You all look like you need a very, very good rest and some food. I would highly recommend such. Please let me live vicariously through you and healthy habits.
I guess we'll file out
Okay.
as we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, as we leave, like, I want to take the healing poultice Mimi gave me and like stick it under one of her pillows, so that when she's like meditating or whatever, it's just there.
Okay.
Just in case it actually does something.
All right. Good to know. All right. And as you all exit out, we're going to take a break there, or we're going to end there
There we
because,
go.
yeah, because we've got half of the group here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good time
good
for it.
session, you guys. Lots of still stress, but I feel like that was a little good. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Ooh.
Dad, that got me.
I knew as soon as you entered that fucking room, I wrote down Quinby equals Nora dad substitute frowny face. And then you called me dad, and I was like, fucking, I know, Jess. Ah.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I always forget that we're still streaming once we end.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back on the 22nd, right? Is that a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
So we will be back soon. So
Monday.
excited. Oh, you're right. That is Monday. Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
Tripping me out how early we finished.
Right?
So weird.
We're finishing like right when we start normally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back next Monday, correct?
Yeah.
22nd.
Is Alice gonna be here on Friday?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Which will be
Should
good
we-
because my Irish accent